Hello, everyone. This is Terra Lumination, and we're recording from the sanctuary of my healing place. Thank you for watching this. I'm making this little video specifically to address the latest, let's just say, it's the word I can use, a proper word that makes sense. The latest statement from YouTube regarding all the chaos that is going on inside YouTube. Some of you may have already figured out that YouTube and Terra Lumination are not compatible anymore. It's very, very sad. To me, it's very tragic. And there was a time recently where I felt ashamed of using the word being a victim. I don't like being a victim. I don't like being considered a victim. The reality is I have personally been victimized in my life many times. It's not something I'm proud of, but there's a reason why the word victim exists in the first place, okay? The difference with Terra Lumination is that it's happening in a public arena. And it happened and started about 14 months ago. Some of you know the story, some of you don't. I don't want to bore you with the story. It's old, it's dead. The channel Terra Lumination is essentially dead. It's only operating here in the state of a coma. Okay, I have to keep the channel going for certain reasons because there are longer term plans. Let's see, opening up potentially. We'll see. And that would require keeping this exact channel open as it is for now, and regarding a migration towards a new way of carrying and conducting and being a conduit for love and healing, specifically the healing power of love from up above. So rather than go into the storyline about the hows and the whys and the misery of how and why Terra Lumination is in this condition right now, I just take my word for it that the reason that Terra Lumination is in this situation right now is because of YouTube behavior. It's actually a very precarious thing to do, to call out YouTube on a channel, for any channel to call out YouTube for any reason. But I'm going to do it anyway because it hardly doesn't matter anymore. It hardly matters anymore. The damage is already done. So what I'm going to do is ask you to look at this video here and then check the link below, okay? There is no branded content in this video. Terra Lumination is not working for advertisers or with advertisers or in the pocket of Google, YouTube, or as an extension of YouTube, or as an ambassador of YouTube. I'm just simply enjoying the vantage point of being able to communicate like this through the beauty of the YouTube platform. Sadly, the YouTube platform has become so toxic, so polluted, and so perverted and so corrupted by whatever you want to imagine, that it has left certain channels, lots of channels in fact, with a very similar story to Terra Lumination. So I don't want to bore you with all that stuff. You've probably heard of all sorts of things. So the Terra Lumination story has its own details, but effectively it's a channel that is now collateral damage to the shifts and changes on a global scale with social platforms like YouTube. So to counter and to explain what is happening inside YouTube, One of the bosses of YouTube just issued a statement a couple of days ago regarding all this. Now, from the perspective of terror elimination, the YouTube response and the YouTube statement is too little, too late. The damage is already done. Terror elimination is just one of probably hundreds or thousands of channels that are now collateral damage because of the sick behavior of certain people and the sick people taking advantage of the beauty of YouTube and basically acting as abusers, victimizers, and leaving certain entities, channels, being victims. There are victims and there are victimizers. Anyway, so the damage is already done, okay? And there's really no hope for terror elimination as it exists. But I don't want to just sit here whinging and whining. I don't want to say, oh, there's no point in saying, you're not a victim, not a victim. The reality is, it's true. I'm sorry, there's a reason that the word victim exists, because there are victims. And this channel is essentially a victim of abuse, okay? Excuse me a second. So with this particular video, for example, I'm going to demonetize the video just for the heck of it, because I don't want to attract attention from the monetization process. I'm hoping that the few people who see this video will understand the reason why I'm making this video. And there are probably other channels doing the same thing in order to try and figure out what to do and how to do it. There are other channels that are operating on a much larger scale and bringing class action lawsuits against YouTube for discrimination, active, deliberate discrimination. For example, the LGBT community, who on one side of YouTube, where YouTube is acting as an ambassador of social justice and creators for change, where they literally use the LGBT community as a flagship example. And at the same time, at exactly the same time, the LGBT community is being targeted and discriminated against by the advertisers and by YouTube consequently. So it's a complete facade. Everything is a complete lie, and the world needs to understand this. In other words, it's just like certain other places like Facebook, where the world is presented with this amazing tool, this amazing facility for social engagement, whereas the reality of the tool is the abuse of the social engagement. It's just like a beautiful, loving parent who presents themselves as the beautiful, loving parent to an unwitting, innocent child. And then the parent, this apparently wholesome, loving, upstanding character in the community called the parent, ends up quietly being the abuser in the background. And I'm sure a lot of you understand and know those stories. In other words, all the huge celebrity abusers who've been called out by the abusees over the last few years, especially in the Catholic Church community and in popular celebrity worlds. All of that stuff is coming into the forefront of world communications because it's inevitable now, okay? So the terror illumination story is just one microscopic example of the same dynamic. In other words, something very beautiful is actually deeply corrupt and highly perverse on the inside in the quest for legitimacy. And it's fine. And now YouTube is in a situation now where it's having to apologize for its abuse. It's too little too late for terror elimination. They can't undo the damage that has been brought to this channel by the abusers of this channel. So it doesn't matter anymore. So in terms of the personal story for myself, I'm giving up. I'm walking away. I'm accepting the reality that this channel is a piece of collateral damage. The damage is already done. And I don't want to get too heavily drawn into the drama of being a victim. I want to flip it around, understand and accept the reality of what's happening, and then what do we do now? What do we do now? What now? What now? What now? Many of you who watch this channel have been or are still victims of abuse, abusees, okay? So in your own version, our storylines are identical. The details, the nuances, the characters, the hows and the whys, those are all different. It's just like television shows or movies or whatever. But the core theme is victimhood, and it is abuse of power, okay? So let's go back to January 2020. Pluto in Capricorn, Saturn in Capricorn. Extreme emphasis on power, abuse of power, hierarchies, abusing power, hierarchies representing the maximum, let's say, what's the word? Characterization of power. Okay? It's happening real time in front of our faces. YouTube is an incredibly powerful entity, and it is going to continue to grow and expand. YouTube is morphing and will inevitably morph into a gargantuan monster of a communication system. YouTube, as you knew it, is basically history. It's dead. It's over. The new YouTube is going to be ultra sanitized and heavily policed. Okay? Think Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn. Then add Jupiter in Capricorn. Okay? I don't want to go into all the details of that stuff, but some of you might understand what we're talking about. Anyway, that's what's going on over here. I'm in a basically kind of a retreat right now. I'm in a self-healing environment right now. I've had a bit of a breakdown, and I've had an awakening, and it's all happening simultaneously. And just today, I decided I needed to say something, to be vocal about this, so that I don't have to hold this energy inside of me. When I hold this energy inside of me, it just festers like a fungus, like a mold, like a toxic virus and a bacteria, and it feeds on itself. By sharing this story with you, I get to relate with you. You get to resonate with Terra Illumination, and some of you may resonate with the storyline at the depth. In other words, please check out the comment below. It's a very tedious letter statement from the bosses of YouTube regarding this situation. It's too little, it's too late, but at least they're doing something about it. And so the question is for all of us, the whole world, anybody who has a smartphone needs to understand this stuff, okay? Anybody, whether you're in Bangladesh, whether you're in the Amazon or Russia, Iceland, Canada, South Africa, it doesn't matter. You've got a smartphone, you've got YouTube, okay? YouTube's not gonna go away. So it's up to us to figure out what do we do as a global community. So anyway, that's enough of a rant. I don't want to take up the rest of your time. So please, seriously check out the link below. It's not written by Terra Illumination. It is written by Google. Check out the link below. It's tedious, it's boring, it's like legalese stuff, but it's very important in terms of understanding where we're coming from, where we are right now, and where we're going, okay? You, the viewer, whether it's just a handful of you, 10, 20, 50, 100, 200, or whether this goes viral and it ends up as 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, you need to know this stuff. You need to understand this, okay? Okay? There's the moment you log in to social media and you're exposed to YouTube specifically, then you need to know this stuff, okay? So I bid thee farewell. We'll check in again soon. I don't know what's going to happen next. I'm living by example. I'm living in the moment, sharing this with you guys. Take care, and above all, love thyself. Okay? Love thyself. Cheers. I'm going to stop the recording now. Have a super, super, super time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.